Hi, in this video we're working in chapter 2 on fractions and on section 4, multiplying and dividing fractions. We're going to work interactively with the worksheet like we did in section 2.3. I'm going to go over a few problems, the 3 problems on the board, and then ask you to pause and complete 3 problems. Remember to show all your work, and let's get going. Okay, so my first problem is 6/7 times 9/11. And when we multiply fractions, we multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So it's 6 times 9 divided by 7/11. 6 times 9, 54. 7 times 11, 77. So the next thing to check is if the number is in lowest terms. Are there any factors in the numerator, common factors between numerator and denominator that we can cancel? There are not, and one of the easier ways to see that is to look at the numbers that we actually multiply, right? So we see that the numerator has a factor of 6 and a factor of 9, right? And then we know 6 has prime factors 2 and 3, and 9 has prime factors 3. So numerator consists of prime factors 2 and 3. Denominator consists of prime factors 7 and 11. So there are no common prime factors, and that means that this problem is complete. It's in its lowest terms, and we're just going to circle it. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, number 2, 5/8 times 2/9, and I'm going to do this problem 2 ways. So I'm going to do what we did here, which is to multiply and then seek to reduce if necessary, okay? But then I'm going to show you another way, which is preferred, a little more, it brings you more easily, brings you accuracy, okay? So that would be, so let me get the first way done and then we'll do the second way. Okay, so the numerator is 5 times 2, and the denominator is 8 times 9. And so we see that's in the numerator 10, and in the denominator 8 times 9 is 72. Okay, so now I have to ask if there is any thing I can do to reduce. And I noticed that both the numerator and the denominator are even. And I can see that there's a factor of 2 in the numerator, and then hiding in that 8, there's a factor of 2 in the denominator. So I'm going to reduce numerator and denominator by a factor of 2, and then see where we are. So 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 2 goes into 72. I would only guess I have to actually do it 36 times. So 5/36, and now I see 5 is a prime number, and 36 has factors in there like 2 and 3. So it's in its lowest terms. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to address the question a second time. And in the second time I do it, I'm going to look for the common factors, which I can see hiding right here, right? And I'm going to cancel them before I multiply. And that's always going to be desirable, because then the numbers you're working with are smaller and you're more likely to have accuracy. So I'm going to erase this part of the solution and replace it with method 2. Method 2 is you reduce before you multiply. Okay, so I see that there's a 2 here, and there's an 8 here, and an 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 goes into 2 1 time, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. Now we're going to multiply across. 5 times 1 divided by 4 times 9, 5 over 36. They're in lowest terms. They're going to be in lowest terms if you've canceled all the common factors up here, but you could just check. But we know that that's the right answer. Okay, so we're going to move forward. We're always going to try to cancel our factors before we multiply. All right. All right, number 3, I'm asked to multiply 3/8 times 24. So I'm going to rewrite the 24 as a fraction, and any whole number or can be written as a fraction with the denominator of 1. Okay, so now looking again to see if there's anything I can do to reduce. So I have a 3 and a 24 up here, and I have an 8 down here. I know that 8 divides 24 evenly. 8 times 3 is 24. So 8 goes into 8 one time, 8 goes into 24 3 times, 9 over 1, which is 9. Okay, that's how to work with whole numbers multiplying by a fraction. Okay, so press pause please on the video, complete problems 4 through 6, and then press play, and I'll meet you right back here. Hi. Okay, so getting back to number 7, we're going to work 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you'll do a few problems on your own. So here in number 7, I have a mixed number times a proper fraction. What I'm going to want to do is always to convert, when multiplying and dividing fractions, we have to convert all mixed numbers to improper fractions. Okay, so we're going to convert 1 1/7 to an improper fraction. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 1 is 8. So that's 8 over 7 times 3 over 8. Okay, remember that we want to cancel the common factors before we do the multiplication. Okay, and then we'll probably always check at the end anyway in case we missed one, but we want to shoot for canceling the common factors before the multiplication. We see that there's a common 8, there's an 8 in the numerator here, and there's an 8 in the denominator. So then final answer is 3 over 7. Just checking my work, making sure, because we all make mistakes. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Problem number 8, very similar, right? So it's a fraction times a mixed number. So the first step is to convert the mixed number to an improper fraction. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 1 is 21. Okay. Second step is to look for common factors, and I see that I have a 7 in my denominator and a 21 in my numerator. And I know that 21 is 7 times 3. So 7 goes into 7 one times, and 7 goes into 21 3 times. And our final answer is 3/5. It is in lowest terms, so we'll go ahead and circle that. And again, checking. Number 8 is correct. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and look at number 9. Convert to an improper fraction. So 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9 over 8. And 16, converting that to an improper fraction, 16 over 1. Okay, we're going to reduce the common factors. 8 goes into 8 one time, 8 goes into 16 two times, and we end up with 18 over 1, which can be written as 18. All right, so that's number 9. And then number 10 is pretty similar. We're going to do just what we did. We're going to convert the mixed number to the improper fraction. Then we'll look for common factors and multiply. All right, so this 16 times 1 is 16 plus 5. It's 21 divided by 16 times 5 divided by 12. So looking here for common factors, I see that 21, which has a 3 in it, right? 3 times 7, and 12, which is 3 times 4. So I can reduce these two guys by the 3. So 3 goes into 21 7 times, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. 5 and 16 have no common factors. Nothing's else is gonna reduce. So the numerator here, 7 times 5 is 35. And in the denominator is 16 times 4, which I'm going to take a moment, just try to get it right rather than run it in my head. 24, 64. Okay, 35 over 64. Are there any common factors? Think a minute. 35 is 5 times 7. That's its prime factorization. 64 is a lot of 2's. Okay, 2 times 2 times 6. That's all 2's. So there are no common factors. There you go. 35 over 64. All right, great. So what I want you to do is pause the video, complete problems 11 through 13, and then press play. I'll do the same. Hi. So we're going to work on a few problems, and then actually we'll be done with the videos, and you guys can wrap up the rest of the problems on the worksheet. Okay, so we're going to work now on dividing fractions. So the process for dividing fractions is to multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of a fraction is when you flip the numerator and the denominator. So let me just demonstrate here. So 5/6 divided by 1/4 is 5/6 times. Now, note that the 1/4 is in fact a fraction and not a mixed number, because we'll need it to be in fraction form, proper or improper, it doesn't matter. And then all we want to do is reverse numerator and denominator, flip. So 5/6 divided by 1/4 is the same as 5/6 times 4/1. So just going back to our multiplication of fractions rule, we want to reduce here whenever possible, if we can check it out before we multiply. So we see that 4 and 6 are both even, which means that they have 2's in them. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, 2 goes into 6 3 times, and now we multiply across. 5 times 2 divided by 3 times 1, or 10/3. So if you are asked to present the problem, the answer in a mixed number form, then you should do that. And if you're not, you probably have a choice. And I'm just looking to how your solutions are presented on the worksheet. So they do have this both in term reduced, so there's no more common factors, and then turn the improper fraction back into a mixed number. So we want to represent this as a mixed number. Okay, and for the most part in this class, we'll probably convert back to mixed numbers whenever we can. So 10/3 is 3 and 1/3, and that's the final answer, and that does check. Number 14, yeah, that does check. Okay, great. So that's number 14. Let's go over here to number 15. Clean up my board a little. Okay, we have 5/7 divided by 8. So first is to convert the 8 to an improper fraction, right? Any whole number is an improper fraction with the with the denominator of 1. Next, we're gonna multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, Then we use our multiplication of fractions procedure, looking for common factors. I don't see any. So numerator is 5 over 1 and denominator is 7 over 8. 5 over 56. And checking my work, yep. So I asked the two questions. Is this in lowest terms, right? Are there any factors in the numerator that are also in the denominator that I could cancel? And it's easier even to see up here. We did not miss any. Is it an improper fraction? It is not. So then we are all settled. It has passed all of the checkpoints. Okay, let's go over here. We're gonna, we have a mixed number divided by a proper fraction. So we're gonna convert the mixed number to an improper fraction and then multiply by the reciprocal. All right, so 1 2/9 is equal to 9 times 1 is 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 over 9. And we want to divide that by 1/9, which is 11 over 9 times 9 over 1. Okay, so before we multiply, we want to cancel any common factors. And in this case, the 9 is common, right? So we can cancel the 9s. 9 goes into 9 one time, 9 goes into 9 one time. We get 11 over 1, which is equal to 11. Okay. And checking the work, yes, we are correct. Good. All right. So we have one final question I wanted to go over here. And it's a mixed number divided by a mixed number. So we're going to convert all mixed numbers to improper fractions. We go, and then we will multiply by the reciprocal, of course, seeking out common factors when we can. All right, there goes my little kitty. All right. So 5 7/8. 5 times 8 is 5 times 8 is 40 plus 7. So we have 47 over 8 divided by 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 over 9. Okay, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Okay, well, oops, there you go. I would have made it an easier problem, but that's not what we're looking for. Okay, so it's numerator times numerator. So do I have any common factors? When I look at my 8, I see 2's, 2 times 2 times 2. And when I look at the 11, that's the prime factor. That's 11, okay? I don't have any 2's over here. I have no 11's. I don't have any 2's in 47 and no 11's. So there's no cancellation that I can bring to the problem, which means I have to multiply across. And let's go ahead and do that. So we have 47 times 9. Steal a little room over here. So my numerator is 47 times 9. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 4 is 36. And 6, 42. Okay. So we have 423 in my numerator, and 8 times 11 is 88. And that's in my denominator. All right. Hi, so I just caught an error in my calculation. Pause the video. So just backing it up to the beginning of problem number 17 here. So we have 5 7/8 is 5 times 8 is 40 plus 7. We get 47 over 8. And I want to divide that by 3 2/3, which is 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11 over 3. Now, I found the error in my denominator there. Okay. So we want to look for common factors. And we have none, 47, and 8 has all 2's in it, and 3's have, 3 is just a 3, 11 is prime, and 2 and 3 do not go into 47. Oops, I guess I have a mistake. Before I check for common factors, I better flip my fraction. So we're at 47 divided by 8 times 3 over 11. Okay, I think I'm getting it now. All right, and now for there are no common factors, same argument that I just went through. So the numerator is 47 times 3. $141, and my denominator is 88. And so now I need to convert that to, excuse me while I check my answer since I've been so prone to mistakes in this problem. Great, okay, so now I need to convert 141 over 88 into an improper fraction. To do that, I'm gonna divide 141 times 88, and that goes in one time. Do the subtraction here. 153 over 88. And fortunately, I think I got to the end of that problem correctly, finally. So, you know, just like we're all the same. We make mistakes, we just have to kind of learn to go back and catch them. Anyway, all right, so we're all done with the video. Complete the worksheet and submit it. Thanks.